And it is always a good time to do some good for the planet.
Yeah, Sarah Costa tells us more about the importance of trees and how they clean our air to help us breathe easy.
That feels great. It's this really important thing called oxygen. Oxygen. It does a body good. And did you know that one tree can provide enough oxygen for up to 4 people? But it's not the only thing trees give us.
We cannot live without trees.
Michael Holinsky is the City of San Antonio's tree forester. He says trees don't just act as nature's AC systems.
They clean the air, they slow down the flow of water, and they stabilize our soil, so the impact of those floods are reduced. More importantly, the trees provide us shade, they provide habitat for wildlife, and they'll actually help us reduce our energy bills if they're planted in just the right place near the house.
And the more trees that we plant like this, one day will hopefully grow into something like this. This tree I'm sitting in is probably close to 100 years old, but it only takes a couple of years to reap the benefits from a tree after planting it. More benefits like easing the impacts of climate change and cooling urban areas that have lots of asphalt and concrete. Plus,
mitigate those impacts from flooding and rain, and they'll reduce our taxes overall because it helps reduce impact to our infrastructure as well.
He also says there are studies that show people who live near a lot of trees are physically healthier and have less hospital stays. And tree areas also boost mental health, keeping people encouraged to get outside during those hot summer days. It's why in honor of Earth Day, the City of San Antonio will be giving out 1,200 free trees at Woodlawn Lake Park.
And it's really important to take care of this planet. And part of that is being a steward of our natural areas and ensuring that we live harmoniously with everyone else and everything else on this planet. It's the only one we've got. We've got to take care of it.
Love us some trees. Absolutely. All right, let's go outside with live cam. You can see, yes, the cloud cover has returned. And as we head into the evening hours, storm chances are going to increase, especially by about 10 to 11 p.m. in the hill country. That rain is going to linger into at least the first half of our Sunday, windy and cooler, and some more isolated storm chances into the beginning of next week. All those details coming your way after the break.
Really beautiful start to the Saturday. Sunshine out there. Took a little walk with the dog in O.P. Schnabel Park. And French Creek had something in it I haven't seen in quite some time. Water.
Actual water. Yes. Thankfully, we did get some really good rain with the storms that came through Thursday night and very early Friday. Some of it came down a little too quickly in too little time in some places, but we're actually not finished with the rain chances. In fact, those are going to increase tonight and even more so into the first half of the day on Sunday. I want to go ahead and time that out for you because that is the biggest thing that we're going to be monitoring here over the next 24 hours. You can see we are quiet in terms of the rain activity right now here in South Central Texas. We do have the cloud cover that's been working back into the region throughout this Saturday afternoon. As we take a look farther up to the north, though, there is a cold front that's slowly making its way through central Texas, and associated with that boundary because of the moisture in place up that way, a couple of severe thunderstorms have already developed just to the east of the San Angelo area. It is possible over the next few hours that we find a couple of isolated storms in our far western counties closer to the Rio Grande. I think for your Saturday evening plans here in San Antonio, though, most of those should stay dry. But I want to walk you through your futurecast pretty slowly, what we're depicting the radar could look like here as we head into tonight and through the overnight. This is 9 p.m. and you can see we're starting to see some scattered rain and thunderstorms approach our portions of the hill country. Between about 10 to 11, some of that activity then starts to make its way into the far northern reaches of Edwards, Real, Kerr, and even Kendall counties. And as we head into the early morning hours of our Sunday, that activity does look to increase in coverage as it slowly works its way farther off to the south. So I think after midnight to 1 a.m. here in San Antonio, that's when we could find some noisy rumbles of thunder start to develop there as well. By 4 a.m., the central portions of our area seeing some of those stronger thunderstorms, and then lingering into our Sunday morning. If you're stepping out for any morning activities, definitely plan on taking the rain gear with you because you can see that we are still expecting more widespread coverage of rain and a couple of thunderstorms to continue throughout the first half of the day into the early afternoon. But then as we head into about 3 to 4 o'clock, we'll really start to see drying conditions take back over, and we'll start to clear things out just a little bit more. The better chances of finding severe thunderstorms tonight across the far northwestern reaches of the hill country, but still here in San Antonio, points farther off to the south as well as the west, we may need to monitor for an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm. Biggest things that we'll keep tabs on: some instances of strong damaging winds, a little bit of hail, and some isolated flooding issues. Not completely out of the question. Into our Sunday, the better threat for severe weather then transitions to our far southern counties, but still we will need to keep eyes on at least the potential to find a couple more strong storms into the early afternoon tomorrow. In terms of future-cast rain totals, don't get locked in on exact numbers and exact locations here, but it generally does go to show that we could find some rain totals to the tune of ½ of an inch to an inch of rain, maybe even localized higher totals depending on where those heavier downpours and stronger storms set up. And then check this out. Because of the rain-cooled air, the added cloud cover tomorrow, a chilly, damper day is expected. Temperatures might struggle to actually climb out of the 50s. So yes, you will want the rain jacket as well with the umbrella. Also will be a little windy at times with wind gusts upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, rain chances on more of an isolated basis with those temperatures warming. And then we look to clear things out. Good news by the Battle of Flowers and into Fiesta Flambeau into next weekend, guys.
Perfect. Rain and then Fiesta help with the sun.
They better get that rain rock hung out there at Niosa. Better get it up quick.
Get it up.
All right, they needed to win to get into the playoffs. They got so close, but not just close enough.
And it's kind of been indicative of how this entire season has gone. So close, but a little bit not enough. When we come back, the Brahmas put on a great showing against one of the best teams in the XFL. We'll show you the highlights. Plus, O'Connor baseball and softball had a banner day on the diamond. Got that too next. A season of up and downs all comes down to today. The San Antonio Brahmas need to win today and get some help tomorrow and have Arlington lose to make the playoffs. Step one is the Alamo Dome. Today against the DC Defenders, DC takes it right to San Antonio on the opening drive. Jordan Ta'amu finds Alex Ellis for the 5-yard touchdown. Defenders roar out to a commanding 19-3 lead. They're looking for more late in the first half. Not so fast. This time Ta'amu is intercepted by Jordan Williams. He returns it along the near sideline to the 44-yard line. So new life for San Antonio with only seconds left in the half. A few plays later, Jack Cohn slings it to Landon Akers for a gain of 37 yards all the way down to the 1-yard line. And then Jaquez Patrick caps the drive with a 1-yard touchdown, and the Brahmas make it a game down 19-11 at halftime. Third quarter now, the comeback continues. This time, John Hilleman powers his way into the end zone for the 1-yard score. It's now a 2-point game, 22-20, with a full quarter left to play, and they take the lead in the fourth. Patrick makes a move behind the line and breaks the plane for his second touchdown of the game. 2-point conversion is good, and it's 28-22 Brahmas. DC answers back in emphatic fashion. Ta'amu finds a seam and races in for the 4-yard score. Defenders are back in front, 29-28, so it's the last chance for the Brahmas now. Going for a field goal with 37 seconds left. John Parker Romo for the lead, and he just misses wide right. It's only his second miss of the season. Brahmas lose a heartbreaker 29-28. Their season is officially over. Tonight, San Antonio FC looks to bounce back at home against Phoenix Rising FC, and it'll be another chance to celebrate last year's historic championship run. The Alamo City Club unveiled their champions kits to commemorate the victory. And more importantly, they also finally rolled out the championship rings this week. It's always fun to look back at the things you've already accomplished, but for the new guys on the roster, like Eric Hurtado, they're still looking to make their own mark as mentality monsters.
Mentality stays the same. Their back-to-back mentality is they want to win another championship again. My mentality is I want to win my first championship. So we have that same mentality that we want to win a championship. They know what it feels like. They know what they had to go through. I don't know what it feels like and what you have to go through, but I know I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
Kickoff between San Antonio and Phoenix is set for 7:30 tonight at Toyota Field. It is the final day of the high school softball regular season. Defending 6A state champs O'Connor already have the 29 6A title wrapped up, but they're facing a Holmes team looking to make the playoffs. No score, top of the fifth. Huskies with a runner on second, but Tivoli Martinez is up to the task, striking out the side to end the threat. We are still scoreless heading into the bottom of the fifth. Panthers looking for a 2-out rally here, but check out the diving stop from Marissa Garcia. She flips it to second for the final out. Neither defense giving an inch until the bottom of the 6th. Panthers have runners on second and third, nobody out. Araceli Alonso drives a base hit into left. Haley Carter scores, and it's 1-0 OC. Line keeps moving. Few batters later, Mako Dominguez sends one into center. 2 runs will score, capping a 4-run inning. O'Connor wraps up the regular season in style with a 4-0 victory.
I just think that we made our adjustments and we stayed with our plan, and that was to just sit on, because she was throwing out, so just sit on the outside and just hit the ball.
O'Connor finishes with a 14-2 record against 29 6A opponents. They're 21-5 overall. The District 29 6A baseball title is basically up for grabs this afternoon at Northside. O'Connor taking on Stevens. This one's scoreless heading into the 6th as well. Stevens has runners on the corners with nobody out. Falcons attempt a double steal, but OC catcher Dylan Lopez was ready for it, faking the throw to second and tagging out the lead runner for the first out. Panthers pitcher Miguel Bustamante then induces a pair of groundouts to escape the jam and keep zeros on the board heading into the bottom of the frame. Now O'Connor is threatening with a runner on third and 2 out. Javier Rosales sends a chopper left side. This might end the inning. Not quite. Throw pulls the first baseman off the bag. Giancarlo Maldonado scores. The umpires confer and the play stands as called. He is safe. Panthers take a late 1-0 lead heading into the top of the 7th. Stevens down to their final 3 outs. Chris Chavira flares one to the right. Is it going to drop? No. Aaron Olivas makes a great diving grab for the out, and Bustamante does the rest, ending the game with a strikeout. O'Connor takes control of the district with a hard-fought 1-0 victory.
I felt really comfortable with everybody behind me. My team really helped me today, and I just knew I just needed those strikes and command it out there.
Obviously, we're going to see Gabe Cook, and we have Miguel Bustamante on the mound, two great ball players going at it, and both guys going to St. Mary's next year, going to be teammates next year, so it's something really special. But part of it is, and we've been preaching all year long, is play together, play as a team, just be the best of you, and I think we did enough of that to be able to pull one off today.
O'Connor swept Stevens this year, meaning they own the tiebreaker and have the inside track to the 29 6A title at 12-2 with 2 games left to play, and they will face Sotomayor Tuesday night. The South Sand baseball team picked up a huge district win last night to keep their hopes of a playoff berth alive. The Bobcats scored 10 runs in the first 4 innings and watched senior pitcher Jacob Sanchez dominate on the mound. He went the distance on 98 pitches and ended the game with 6 straight scoreless innings in a 10-3 victory.
I felt great. My curveball was landing. Everything was landing. Felt good.
What does this kind of performance do for you guys at this point in the season?
It's outstanding. It's deep in the season. We needed it big, and now we got to get Southside.
He was able to throw strikes, and he threw strikes for us, and that's been our issue all year long, is throwing strikes. With such a young pitching staff, we didn't think we were going to be struggling as much as what we did, but we have, and that's just part of youth. But you know what? We're catching up the second half, and here we are.
South San will host Southside in their final game of the season on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. All of these games getting progressively more important with the playoffs right around the corner.
Andrew throwing heaters for us today, showing us all the action on the diamond.
You got it.
We'll be right back.
All right, keep your KSAT Weather Authority app handy as we monitor that storm chance tonight and into at least the first half of the day tomorrow. And then we'll just monitor those isolated chances for rain throughout the first half of next week, guys.
Keep my fingers crossed for steady rain, not heavy rain.
Exactly. That's what we need. We'll see you back here tonight on the Night Beat.